It's time for Rat Salad Review with your hosts, Wayne Noon, Greg Norgal, and Nate Lander.
Welcome to Rat Salad Review. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Wayne? What's up, Greg?
What's up, Ralph? What's up,
Evening,
Greg?
guys.
I should say, what's up, Wayne? What's up, Garth?
Oh, dude.
Today, we are going to talk about the newest Armored Saint album, Punching the Sky. It will be released October 23rd, I believe, right?
Yes, October 23rd. Pre-order your copy now. I already did, and I know Ralph did, too.
I did that deluxe, whatever you want to call it, where it brings the DVD and shirts and CD and vinyls.
Yeah, an extra little 7-inch vinyl with something on it. And,
I am a huge fan, have been a huge fan since I bought March of the Saint 1984. I've been a very fanatical Armored Saint fan where John Bush knows who I am.
Really?
yeah, he knows me. But it's hard, man. Look, there's three people I want on my show.
Yeah.
John Bush, Robin Zander from Cheap Trick, and Rob Halford. Those are my three dream guests. But I'm saying John Bush knows me, like, you know, when he comes to show and he sees me, he's like, hey. Well, before he was like, hey, Ralph. Yeah. Now he's like, and then there was such a gap. He hadn't seen me. He's like, hey. And I go, you don't remember my name, do you? He's like, no. He remembers me, you know? Yeah. John Bush is one of my favorite singers, one of the coolest guys you can ever meet. Very cool, very down to earth, just an awesome dude. And Armored Saint completely owns Anthrax. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. They kind of do, yeah. I would say
way better than Anthrax. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, totally I'm sorry. I love John Bush's voice, but I mean, the music on those Anthrax albums he was on was not up to par. Armored Saint crushes everything.
Oh, I agree, and I love Sound of White Noise. I think that's a great album, but it just like dipped after that. And there's some good songs here and there, but even Sound of White Noise, as awesome as it is not even as good as the worst Armored Saint album, which I can't even think which is the worst. Armored Saint is one of those rare bands for me that has never released a bad album. La Raza was the only one where I heard La Raza, I go, okay, finally, it happened. This ain't that good. But goddamn, that album rules. It's a grower. And I love that album. I think Armored Saint has never released a bad album, and I have a really hard time picking my favorite. You know, sometimes it's Symbol, most times it's Delirious Nomad, and Raising Fear I love a lot. I love Revelation, the reunion album. They're all good. Win Hands Down was awesome.
Yeah, that was a really good one. But if it wasn't for Anthrax, for me, I would have never heard of Armored Saint.
A lot of people have said that, because you know, Armored Saint was on Chrysalis, and they're an idiotic record company. Yeah. You know, they never made videos for the band except for March to the Saint. I mean, Can You Deliver? They just didn't know how to work Armored Saint. Yeah. And they released nothing but great albums that if it would have got into the right record company, the right hands, the right PR guy, and, you know, killer videos on MTV,
they would have took off.
Would have been much bigger because they are awesome. They really are awesome. And I'm very happy to say that in 2020, Armored Saint, for the past 5 years or so, has been more popular than they ever were in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, they're still not huge, but at least now they got respect. Yeah. And, you know, people now realize, you know, how special, because it is a very special band. Yeah. All the musicians are very good at what they do. The songwriting is exceptional. And they're all great guys that grew up together in high school. They all met in elementary school.
Yeah, and it's pretty much the same band since like almost day one, pretty much.
Yeah, You know, late great Dave Pritchard passed away. Well, I never got to see, unfortunately, because Armored Saint never came down here till Symbol of Salvation. And I have a video that nobody will ever see. Me, extremely drunk, gushing over meeting John Bush for the first time.
Why can we not see that?
Because it's embarrassing.
So what? That would be so cool.
No, nobody's ever going to see it. Well, him and Joey, I'm like, because there's this song that's on none of their albums called "You Can Run," where John Bush, in one of the lines, he says, "What was yours is now mine," with such a high killer voice, and I screaming at him, and he's like, "All right, dude." And then I look at Joey, I'm like, "Joey, released," because Released has a bass solo. Released, dude. Nobody's ever going to see that video.
So you got March of the Saint. How did you find out about Armored Saint?
I saw the video "Can You Deliver" on. It wasn't even MTV. It was a show called Night Flight on the USA Network.
Okay.
And I was like, "Wow, that's a cool song." And it was, I mean, as bad as Chrysalis was, they did have those albums a lot. It was well promoted then.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing full page articles, and I was like, I like that "Can You Deliver" song. Then I bought the album, and I'm like, fuck, this rules. And then, the band hates the album because of the production, but I still love it. And, then I bought the EP, which is really hard to get now. I mean, they re-released it, but the original one on Metal Blade. Delirious Nomad, the next album with Max Norman producing. Such a great, most of the time, that's my favorite one.
Really?
Is probably the heaviest, more metal album they did. And then Symbol of Salvation is just a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of different twists and turns, and, Tainted Past to, Rain of Fire. And, it's just a great, great album, which was unfortunately the last thing that Dave Pritchard did. He didn't play on the album, but a lot of his songwriting's on the album. And I have all those demos, which Greg was talking about earlier. Get it on the special edition CD box set.
Yeah. And if they had been promoted right, I'm sure Hanging Judge would have been one of the biggest singles of fucking 1991, because that is just an amazing, classic, catchy song.
But there you can understand why it didn't become big, because they were on Metal Blade. Now, Chris had more money. They could have done something about that,
True.
Chemical Euphoria should have been huge.
Yeah.
No video for it. I mean, what the fuck? But Metal Blade, God bless them, man. They love that Armored Saint. I mean, even one of the head people in Metal Blade is married to Joey Vera, his wife. And Brian Slagle is, the big, cheerleader for Armored Saint. And, thanks to him, man, they're still around,
Oh, yeah.
He takes really good care of them and promotes them well, as best as he could, because, it's not Atlantic Records, but he doesn't give up on them, so.
Yeah.
So I got the new one, and I got to say, man, still great discography. Not one bad album yet.
Yeah, not yet. What got you into them, Greg? We didn't talk about that before.
My parents rented Hellraiser 3. And they do a cameo as the band in the bar.
Oh, really?
And I came running, and they're playing Hanging Judge in it. And I came running in from the next room. I'm like, what is that? Watched the whole rest of the movie just so I could see who it was in the credits. And then I fucking bitched at my dad until he took me to the record store to get it on cassette. And from there, I got whatever I could. Yeah. What's that?
I love to hear that. I love to hear that, somebody got turned on to Armored Saint by a scene in a movie where they're playing a real kick-ass song, And that's what I saw that for the first time. I was like, man, I hope this turns on people to Armored Saint. So I love hearing what you just said, Greg.
Well, that's
it certainly did. I mean, man, it just has so much power. And John Bush, even in the movie, sounds amazing.
Yeah, he's godly, man, and his voice is amazing.
And then I got the EP after that, and I love Lesson Well Learned. That's still one of my favorite Armored Saint songs. I agree, they don't have a bad album either. I've loved them ever since I've seen them in that Hellraiser movie.
I highly recommend everybody buy everything.
Yes.
And the best one to start with is Symbol of Salvation.
Yes, definitely.
That's the best.
Symbol of Salvation or Delirious Nomad. I think that's a real
Delirious too. Delirious too.
Yeah. Symbol's the one I started with too, because I found out of John Bush through Anthrax, and then I had no idea who Armored Saint was, and then for some reason I think it was one of the video for Rain of Fire was on Headbangers Ball or something.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, that's a fucking awesome song. And I had to go find that album, and that's one of my all-time favorite albums of any band. It just
I agree. It'd be my top 10 of greatest albums.
Yeah, I turned a friend of mine that I used to go to school with. I used to have one of those Walkmans that had like the dual headphone jack. And every morning when we went to school, he would stick his headphones in there, and we'd both be listening to that album on the way to school. It was awesome.
That's
so
awesome.
I will always remember that album. It's just one of my top favorites.
Not a bad song on that album, man.
There is not.
And, Truth Always Hurts.
Wow. Yeah, and then I had to work my way down from there. It was hard to find their albums for a while until they got like reissued on Metal Blade, because otherwise I would have never found those things.
Yeah, Chrysalis did release them on CD after the fact, before Metal Blade took over. But even then, it was hard to find. It's like Chrysalis were shitty to them, really bad.
Yeah, it's a shame. But thankfully, I guess with the help of Anthrax as well, Armored Saint's popularity got bigger, and especially when John Bush left the band and he started getting back into doing more Armored Saint stuff. Yeah, they've been like nonstop ever since, kind of. I mean, they take a little bit of a long break in between albums, but
no, it was it was like over about
5 years.
No, it was 2000 to 91. So that's.
Oh! I thought you meant the more recent ones. Yeah.
Salvation.
Yeah.
But one thing about Armored Saint too is that in the beginning of their career, they were huge in LA. They were the biggest band. They were bigger than Metallica, and Metallica wanted John Bush to sing wanted him as their singer on Kill 'Em All. He wanted them to join, but John was like, man, I mean, we're more popular than you guys, and these guys I went to elementary school. I can't sell them out, so he refused. But yeah, he was supposed to be Metallica's singer.
All right.
And
man, that'd be awesome to hear, though.
Interesting.
You can hear some of it on YouTube. He joined him on stage and did Phantom Lord, and it rules.
Wow.
Check out. Four Horsemen, and it rules. He did Phantom Lord with Anthrax on some wrestling album, which is awesome too.
I have to check that out. I'd also like to hear him do Hit the Lights, but
that'd be awesome. Yeah,
it'd be interesting. But now it's 2020, and we have a new Armored Saint album, Punching the Sky, and it's awesome. I mean, I love the albums, the last few albums, but I think this is probably maybe my favorite one since Symbol of Salvation.
This has that Symbol of Salvation vibe. I love this record. I listened to it 3 times today. First time I've had time to sit down and listen to it, but every song is just killer.
Yeah. I'm sitting here trying to write down like my feelings in some of these songs, and I'm just like, I like this song, I like that song, and it's just the whole album. It's just every song is like one good song right after the other.
It's all killer, no filler. I'll tell you that right.
Yeah, I think so. It was very hard to even write anything down about this album, but Standing on the Shoulders of Giants. I mean, what a great opening track. It opens with those like that tribal intro or whatever, and then it's got that really catchy chorus. I mean, Standing on the Edge of the Giants, and then it put the Punching the Sky title in there.
Standing on the Edge of the Giants.
Standing on the shoulder. It's a long freaking title. Standing on the Shoulders of the Giants, or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But when you buy the album, you'll hear it. But
kind of leads into the next track. Ended the attention span though, there, buddy.
Pretty much.
That's a good one, Greg.
But even with that long title, they make it fit right in there, and it's really cool track. Really good.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, I love that kind of psychedelic type intro.
Yeah.
And it goes into that pure Armored Saint. It's like an awesome build up to the song. I see this as being one of these future Armored Saint classics,
Yeah.
Just a killer fucking song and a great way to kick off the album. But I do have one thing extremely negative to say about it.
Ooh, what?
The music video fucking sucks.
Oh, I didn't watch.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh, it sucks. You know what? It's like as fucking annoying as the last Metallica album cover. Which I like that last Metallica, but that album cover I fucking hate. Well, it kind of has
the digitized. Yeah.
What they do, it's the silhouette of the band, but they push the band members in there and they don't stay focused and they keep moving around. I'm like, this video sucks. Song rules, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, so I will stay away from that video.
Yeah, don't watch it, man.
I won't. Greg, what do you think about it?
I love it. It's my favorite song on the album. It's definitely an instant Armored Saint classic. The guitars, Joey Vera tearing it up on bass, John Bush just sounds so strong. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And then End of Attention Span. That's my favorite track on the album. You know,
that's great too.
Every song is great. This almost has like a bit of a Sabotage feel in the beginning with those keyboards that go against those guitars. It's kind of like a Sabotage type thing that they did there.
The underrated band.
Yeah, yep. I really like this chorus a lot, and I love that key change that they do. It's got that little weird sound in there, but it's awesome. It fits the song so well, and another great song. My favorite song off of this album. But again, there's not one bad song on here.
This song is pure Armored Saint.
Yep.
You know, it's awesome, hard hitting, and some of the riffs kind of remind me of Blitzkrieg by Blitzkrieg, the new wave of British heavy metal band. Mm-hmm. And it's not really surprising because Armored Saint always sounded to me like a European band more than an American band.
Yeah.
And this song is a prime example, of that and how criminally underrated this band is. I love that main riff. And, it's all around a kick-ass song.
Yeah, it's good. Greg?
You guys covered it.
Bubble.
Another great song. Awesome riff on this.
Yep, another good one. They slow it down a little bit on here. It's not really a ballad, but, good song. It's really a great song.
It's thick, man. Thick slab of metal.
Nice.
Oh man, that bass riff during the chorus.
Yeah, Joey Vera is a monster.
Total monster. I love his style, man. He just weaves a tapestry with that thing, and it's just crazy.
I interviewed him once, and it's unlistenable because it was in the tour bus and everybody's yapping. But I go, but the first question I asked him was, "What's your address, zip code, and your social security number?" And he said 867-5309. I live on the dark side of Mars. It was a really cool interview.
That's awesome.
What do you think about Bubble, Ralph?
This song reminds me of something off La Raza. An album, like I said, I didn't get into first, but now I love it, and that album's a grower. And I feel this one is a grower as well. I can't say anything bad about it, and it's not my nut swinging talking because it does have a really cool vibe to it. Yeah. And like Greg, I only listened to it 3 times. I'll say this super quick. I listened to it I put it in my iPod. I listened to my car yesterday in its entirety 1 time. Then I picked up my friend Eve, who's a huge Armored Saint fan, and we put it on, and then we found out Eddie Van Halen died. So I couldn't listen. But today I did give it 2 solid listens, so I heard it 3 times. And this is the one song that I like it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not slamming it, but I feel this is one of those like La Raza songs that it's gonna grow on me. I just feel it.
Yeah. That's funny you mentioned about listening to whatever. The first time I listened to this album, I'm like, holy shit, this is it's good. I usually it takes sometimes some albums take time to grow on you. This one, I like instantly knew I was gonna like this thing. My Jurisdiction, and again another really good song. I can't really say nothing about it because
Greg, what do you think of Bubble?
He already said it.
All right. Yeah, I love that song. Yeah.
Fuck what Greg thinks.
Well, no, I really didn't make a whole lot of notes of like specifics other than I love it. Yeah.
Like I said before, it's hard to do it on this album because everything is just so good. What about My Jurisdiction though? Do you have anything on that
one? I love it. I love the mid-tempo jam in it. Amazing musicianship on this track. I mean, all the tracks, but this one, it's got a little extra because I love that layering of the guitars on this part of the song that it's kind of like dreamy riffs under a real rough vibe over it. It's a cool contrast that's kind of new to them, but it sounds like an Armored Saint song. They just added this little element that's very appealing musically. I think it's a killer tune. My Jurisdiction fucking rules.
Your what?
Jurisdiction.
My Corona.
What about you, Greg? All right, next song.
Well, no, I was gonna say it's funny because Ralph, you said Bubble was a little bit of a grower for you. It was My Jurisdiction for me. The first time I listened to it, the mid tempo threw me off a little bit because it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. But yeah, Phil Sandoval's layered guitars are beautiful, man. It's out of the box for Armored Saint, but it's so classic. It's such a well put together song.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Do Wrong to None. This one has some really cool chugging guitars in this one during the verses, and it picks up with that double bass during the chorus. It's really cool. I like that a lot. What do you think, Ralph?
Yeah, I love it. This song, I mean, the band is so in the pocket. And so, I mean, this song is tighter than a nun's ass. I mean, it is tight. It's got
tight.
It's got some great country riffs. Sean Bush belting it out like the master he is. This song is so solid and is a contender as my favorite track on here, but I need to live with it more to be sure. But as of now, as we're talking, this one's my favorite. So, as you know, as an early listener, it might change though. But I love it. This one I got right away.
Yeah, Greg.
Yeah, actually, now I'm thinking this one might be my favorite song on here because, I mean, this Do Wrong to None is like hanging judge level. It's super catchy. It's super heavy. It's pure Armored Saint, and it sounds almost like not a day has passed between 1991 and 2020. I mean,
yeah, there's so much in common with this album and so symbol of salvation. It's unbelievable.
And I love the main riffs to this song. Every part of it, it's perfection. Seriously, I mean, I need to listen to it more just because it blew me away so much. You know?
Me too.
I knew it was. What's that?
I just said after we're done, I'm listening to this again.
Oh yeah, definitely. Me too. You know, I knew it was going to be good because it was Armored Saint. I didn't think it was going to be this good because the last two took a little bit to grow on me.
Right.
The last one I like too a lot. Lone Wolf. I guess it's kind of like a ballad song in a way. There's another slower one though towards the end, but still heavy. A really catchy song, some real cool melodies during the chorus. Another favorite of mine off of this album. It's just another good track.
It's got this killer groove, and this is one of the best metal groove bands to ever exist. Mm-hmm. And it takes this killer groove and blends it in with some chill-like sections. Yeah, this song's another winner. I love it.
Greg.
It's a good one. Very multifaceted.
Missile to Gun. This song picks the album back up. Not one of my favorites, but still it's a good song. I wouldn't skip it. The chorus isn't as catchy as some of the previous songs have been, but still there's some really great solos in this song.
I love this one a lot, man. It's hard driving. I think it smokes. It's a relentless slab of killer traditional metal. And the killer twin leads that they do with Jeff and Phil.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
I love it, man. This song goes to 11. I love it.
What about you, Greg? You feel the same way?
I love this song. This is another one that reminds me of the new wave of British heavy metal. Reminds me a lot of Diamond Head. It's awesome.
I hear it myself. That European flair.
Yeah.
Next one, a little strange title, Fly in the Ointment. Another decent track again. Wouldn't skip it. Not my favorite, but nothing really special about it. But it's a good track.
Oh, I love this one. You know, it's got these epic riffs and Gonzo going off on this song.
Yeah, his drumming's like probably maybe the best on this album that I've heard him do in a while.
And he does really. I love the structure and the little fills he was doing in this one, and you know, I love how it changes like this epic heaviness to these mellow verses that blend in, and it's beautiful. Yeah. It's fucking Armored Saint, man. The March of the Saint continues. Thank you.
Fucking right.
Yeah, sometimes I feel Gonzo, like on the previous albums, he like holds back his drumming a lot, and he's an awesome drummer, you know. And this one he's let go a lot. I can tell.
An awesome dude too, really cool guy.
Yeah, he does some like Clive Burr type like fills on Flying the Ointment. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good assessment there. Yeah,
that's what it reminded me of, is some of the shit he did during Genghis Khan on Killers, actually.
And
not that he copied anything, but the feel and the style of it. It's just
I hear you.
Yeah. What do you feel about the song, though?
I just said that. It's a good song.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, bark, no bite. All right. This is the next song. This sounds a little bit like something that would come off of Symbol of Salvation. This is the closest song I think that would fit on that album. I like the part where John says, "Call off your dogs."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. What about you, Ralph?
Yeah, it's that killer groove is back, and I love this, like what you just said, like how snotty John Bush sounds.
Yeah.
When he said that, sounds very snotty, and with a huge catalog, this may be considered a filler, but I hope I'm wrong, because I would love to see this played live.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites on here. And let me ask you a question, Wayne.
Yeah.
We are. Is it okay for me to say when we're doing this? What date?
Of course, I don't care. Yeah.
All right, we're doing this on October 7th. When are you gonna air this?
Next week.
Okay, so it'll be too late. But this Saturday, for just $10, you can see, I believe, this full album played live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go on the Metal Blade. They're playing the Whiskey. Obviously, nobody's going to be there because of the quarantine. But for $10, you get to watch it on some, the internet. So I hope this is played live. I don't know if they're doing the whole album. If they're not, I hope Bark No Bite is part of the set list. It's awesome.
I love it. I hope so. I mean, it's got that out of the gate, snarky, punkish almost vibe that Lesson Well Earned had. It's a really strong track from them, nice and driving.
Yeah,
that's why I'm hoping this ain't gonna turn out to be like a non-set list song, because there's so many killer songs that were never played live.
Yeah.
Like the last album, Head Full of Steam, probably my favorite song off that album, never played live, and that's a question I asked them too. Like, we love that song, but we never played it live. I was like, shit, should. It's fucking awesome. So
really?
I'm hoping this is not going to be like Head Full of Steam. I hope this will make the set list.
Cool. Yeah, I'm hoping to see I get some kind of invite to get an interview with them on
hey, Wayne, you gotta get me John Bush, dude.
Of course, hey, if he comes up, we're all gonna do John Bush. So whoever comes up, we're gonna do it.
You get sloppy seconds.
Yeah, sure. But that's October 10th. Shut up. All right.
Saturday.
We've done a lot of recording today with podcasts, so it's hard for me to remember. This Saturday, so obviously the show's going to be aired on the 14th, but I'm sure they're going to you can still buy the tickets to see that show somewhere. It'll still be up. Okay. Second to last song, Unfair, another ballad track. This is the slowest one off the album. It's pretty good leading up to the final song. It's a cool song. I mean, I love it. It's a very slow intro, and it builds up towards the end. Good song.
Yeah, again, it's very early. So for me to give like a full assessment of, of living with this for a while, I'm not going to be, I would be more thorough. But this, I love how John sings on this song, and I love the build-up of the song toward the end. Yeah. I think it's a fantastic track. I love Unfair. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I don't want to be unfair to Greg.
Yeah. Well, I liked it, and I think the end especially serves as a really, really good intro for Never You Fret, which just picks back up and hammers you. But honestly, I haven't listened to this record enough to really say much about this one.
Yeah.
Because it was, it's a little bit slower, and I wasn't expecting that, and it didn't really have my full attention. So,
yeah, I totally get it. But
I liked it, but I don't remember much other than how that led up, and Never You Fret just explodes.
Yeah, yep. Never You Fret, last song on the album, like you said, explodes. It's a faster song, picks the album back up again. Pretty good, solid song to finish off what was a really great Armored Saint album. I even listened to this album at work, and people are like, "Who is that?" I really like this album. So there's a lot of people that don't even know who Armored Saint is now, and they're going to check out this album. So
good.
That's a good sign right there, because usually when I play shit at work, they tell me this sucks, you know? So to hear that this is good, I'm happy.
Well, you finally played something good at your job.
Finally, yeah. Well, I usually play Thrash or Die, and they usually tell me to turn it off.
Yeah, they suck.
What was the one? That's great. There was one that we did for AVA that I remember you told me they really hated that I picked. Oh, Coroner, No More Color.
Oh, great album.
Yeah.
I can't play that stuff at work.
Turn that off. I would have punched him. I wouldn't have been working there very much longer.
Their co-workers are posers.
Yeah, some of them are.
Death to false metal.
Yeah.
But how do you feel like, how about the, oh my God, how do you feel about the last song, Ralph?
The middle section before the solo is my favorite musical moment on this whole album. That thing they do in that middle with the effect guitar thing, it's just so fucking killer. The song is killer. I gotta live with it more, but I gotta say that little part, I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking cool. You know, it's a killer ending to a killer album, but I do not expect nothing else from the mighty Armored Saint, man. It's a great, and yeah, you know what, man? It's too early to say, but this may be my favorite since Revelations. But, and I love Win Hands Down, let me tell you.
Hey, Win Hands Down was really good. Yeah.
Great.
And Greg?
Yeah, I agree. This is an epic closing track. Just leaves you wanting more. Yeah.
That's the best type of albums, man. The best type of albums for me, when an album ends so good that you want more. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. And this actually has my favorite guitar solo on the whole record too. Is Never You Fret. It's just awesome.
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah. Yep. And
And honestly, as much as I like, Win Hands Down and Revelation, this so far is my favorite since Symbol of Salvation. This record is amazing. Armored Saint is still at the top of their game.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best produced in Symbol of Salvation. The drums sound awesome. I mean, the last few albums, they kind of sound a little bit, I don't know, computerized a little bit. But this one, everything sounds so, especially La Raza, sounds really strange. I don't know what the hell's with that album at all. But
it's a grower, man. It really is. It's
not the music. I'm talking about the drum sound.
Yeah, I'm just saying that was an album that I was kind of perplexed saying, because that La Raza to me, what it was a drastic change.
Yeah.
It was more of kind of like a hard rockish type album. But man, that song Chilled is one of the greatest Armored Saint songs ever. Yeah. I think it's an amazing album, but I didn't feel that way the first dozen or so times I heard it. But I love Armored Saint so much that I had to keep giving it.
I keep listening. Yeah, they're just one of those bands that they always just flow right under the radar with everybody, I think. And it just to hear this album and hear how great it is, I just hope that this really brings them a lot more attention than what
I hope so too, man. They
really deserve it.
This is a band that has really, really weathered the storm, and they've been through a lot, losing, Dave Pritchard was really hard on them. And, by releasing Symbol of Salvation, this masterpiece that it didn't do as well as it should have, all right, hey, we're Anthrax and we just got signed to a $10 million deal with Elektra. Want to join us? The rest of the band was like, if you don't go, we're going to kick your ass. It's like, you got to do this, dude. You busted your ass long enough. So, it was a double-edged sword for me when that happened, because I was like, that means that's the end of Armored Saint.
What would you say? What'd you say?
I didn't say.
No, Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I was saying that, him joining Anthrax made me very depressed because that was the end of Armored Saint.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, well, at least he's joining a band that just got paid $10 million by Elektra Records.
Right.
So at least he's going to get some of the money.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Anthrax stuff was terrible with him. I liked Sound of White Noise. I liked a few songs on Stomp. Volume 8 was really bad.
Well, you're a better man than I am. I don't like anything off Stomp or Volume 8.
I love Stomp.
I liked a couple tunes. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, Volume 8 was bad. And after that, it was like,
there's some things I like off Sound of White Noise, but it's not even close to being my favorite Anthrax album. I honestly think the best song on the whole thing is the Thin Lizzy cover. Well,
that was a B-side.
Well, again, I had the Japanese CD, so it was.
The Cowboy song.
Cowboy song. John Bush sounds amazing singing Cowboy song.
Their cover of Off Vita Sane from Cheap Trick rules. It's so thrashy. I don't know if it came in that version, but God.
Yeah, that's on there too.
So thrashy, so killer. I love that cover as well. And Love Her All I Can from Kiss. They did.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that's on there. Yeah.
The 3 B-sides,
What about when Anthrax did The Greater of Two Evils? What'd you think of that?
I was very, you know what? I have it on vinyl still sealed. I gotta, you know what turned me off? For me, the best Anthrax album for me is Fistful of Metal. And my favorite Anthrax song is Death Rider.
Yeah.
What they did on Death Rider.
Yeah, and they changed that. Yeah.
They made it like bouncy, like Korn, and I was like, "Oh, fuck you!" So I never really gave it much of a chance. I have heard it in its entirety, but I haven't gone back and listened to it. You know,
that's cool.
I'll listen. I have it on vinyl, so I'll give it a chance. After I listen to New Armored Saint again, I'm gonna have a John Bush night.
That's right. A night of Bush.
Yeah.
in the Viera house. But yeah, please go and pre-order the new Armored Saint. It is out October 23rd on Metal Blade Records, and you will not be disappointed. I give this album a 9 out of 10.
I give it a 10, and I will say get it, and you will not catch the coronavirus.
That's right. Perfect.
The more you know.
Yeah, I had a little star on that.
I will have that somewhere.
10 out of 10. This is a great album. Pick it up. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, you will not.
And I really hope, things are in a better place and we can go to concerts in the spring. And I really hope they tour behind this because I would love to see some of these songs live. I'd love to see the whole album done live.
They might not come to South Florida, so I'll be going your way, Greg. I'll go and we'll hang out, man.
Cool.
And smoke some of that weed.
Dude, you got plenty of it.
All right, cool. RatSaladReview.com, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube. Please subscribe to all of them, and please share them with your friends and tell your friends, and write in the comments below the shows and tell us what you think. And please also subscribe to Ralph's page, YouTube videos, Almost Human, and the Viera Vault. They're both on YouTube as well as iTunes and at Rad Saddle Review. Or not iTunes, sorry. What is it called now? Apple Music?
Apple Music Podcast, I believe it's called.
That's too wordy.
That's fucking stupid.
I know. It's iTunes. Just if you type in iTunes and Google Viera Vault, you'll find it.
Yeah. And also on Spreaker as well. So.
Yeah.
And I think, what?
Spreaker?
Spreaker,
yeah.
I'll save what I'm thinking, but okay.
So that is it for now. Please join us next week, and we will see you
on the other side.
Smack 'em a gob!
Bye.